Hey, y'all heard of street food, ain't you? Hey, you ain't got to get on the street for this one. We're bringing it right in there to your TV. Traditional old taco al pastor. Great flavor, good red sauce you marinate it with. Pineapple sweetness, all ready to slice and put in a corn tortilla. Come on, because we're going to have a fiesta. Woo-wee, welcome to the backyard. Yeah, I'm excited. You know I am, because we're talking about what? Tacos al pastor. Ooh, I'm talking about a sweet little marinade that's got a little heat on it, roasted on a vertical spit. Yep, you heard me right. We're going to stand him up and roast him just like the shepherds did so many years ago. So let's talk about this tacos al pastor. Brought about really by the Lebanese immigrants that come to Mexico, and they call it shawarma because they use sheep. But it went ahead and developed, and then it become what? Pork butter, pieces of pork meat that were stacked on a spit cooker that would be a trompo. And they would stack it after this meat had what? Marinated in a deep, dark, rich red pepper base. A lot of them used an anchioto paste. We're going to put it on a vertical roasting spit. Now, don't get this mixed up and think it's something you can just put your hand on, because it'll go through your finger. But a very important tip, and there's a link down there in the video below that will show you where you can get these off Amazon. And they're going to send you 2 sizes. Now, you need to make sure as to which size is going to fit in your grill. But also, you can do this on the grill directly, because this pork butt that we're using is sliced about a 1/2 inch thick, marinated at least 12 hours. Whew, I'm talking to bring all that flavor out in it. I just went down there to my local little meat market and picked me up about a 7-pound pork butt, which is really a pork shoulder, and got that pork shoulder shank bone in it right up in here. And we got to get that out of there. So just find that bone, and you can see him laying in there sort of at an angle, sort of like this right here. Take your knife and just cut around it and cut around it, and you can peel that bone right out of there. Now you can slice the individual muscles as you roll it out and make this even more tender than what it is, because you're separating the muscle and you're not going against one grain of meat from the other grain of meat. So lay it out there. If you want to take the time to separate the meat, that is better. Get your individual muscles out there, and then what? We're going to slice them about a 1/2 inch thick. Now they could be in strips this long, or this long. Hey, and there's going to be more that is going to stack on this than you can hold, but don't you worry, because I'm going to walk you through the grilling process on that too. I want you to also, while you're at that grocery store, pick up some of them traditional old chilies. Y'all know I love to cook with them, but today we be using some chile cascabel, guajillo chilies, and if you can't find them, and I'm going to show you them in a minute, also you can get the New Mexico chili because it works well. Now, ain't that a pretty sight? And look at all that flavor that's just laying up in there, ready to go. Now, you can get these, they'll be, that hurt. That deal poked me in the arm, Shan. I might even be bleeding it. Now, some of these in my part of the country, they so dried out when you touch them, they just crumble apart. Now, I don't mind that so much in ancho chili because I grind them most of the time. But we're going to rehydrate all these chilies when we use them. So just make sure that they still got a little pliable to them, because that means they're probably a little fresher and hadn't sit there so long and dried out. Now, we're going to take a handful of them and a handful of the other, and what are we going to do? Put them in there with 2 white onions and set them down in some water. We're going to use 2, I'm talking elephant ear garlic cloves, and big ones, because we need that flavor. Drop her over in there. Bring it to a boil, let them cook for about 10 minutes because we really need them to get tender. And folks, if you can find whole cumin, whole oregano, you're going to get so much more flavor out of it. So, we got all these chilies sitting over boiling in that water, so let's go ahead and get us another big old bowl out there. We need to mix up the juices that are going in the marinade. Because when you talk about tacos al pastor, they were always with a pineapple or maybe some orange juice and some lime juice. We're going to use them all 3. But we also need something in there to break down that a little more, so we're going to use some apple cider vinegar too. So I want you to put you some honey in there too. Don't forget the cumin, don't forget the oregano. And I'm using our ancho chili mesquite seasoning. That's why I love that stuff, because it's got a little of that ancho in there. Put it all in there, stir. Whoa, we're finna have a wreck.
Dang.
Get that cinnamon stick and grinder down in there. Now I need you to take that stuff off that stovetop, pack it sort of down in that blender. And what are we gonna do? Pulsate and vibrate and gibberate. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna blend it. That's what happens to it. You just keep blending and keep blending. I done brought my space helmet over. Space helmet? Yep, that's my colander, it is. Strain through there, and all you got left is your seeds and everything else. You can pour it directly in the blender and then take the pineapple juice, all that, put it back in there, and guess what? The blender is full. You ain't gonna do this on one of them short baby midget ninja deals. Nope, I'm talking got a big blender and blend it. Now I need you to do this. Let it cool off, because we don't want to put that pork meat in that hot marinade. Let it cool off good. Take them tongs, dip in that meat, put her in there. Make sure that it's not stuck together. Sort of stir it around as you're putting it in there to make sure everybody's getting a good red bath. When you got it all in there, cover it. Stick it in the ice box for at least 6 hours. I prefer 12, I do, because you're gonna get all that good flavoring out of there. And then guess what? It's time to build a fire. It's out of the ice box. It is a full deal of marinated pork meat. Look at that deep red rich sauce color that has blended in there. Traditionally, it was always cooked with pineapple. We need what? A bumper on the bottom. And I need to see about that thick. Can you see that? And just slice her right over that thick. Now a lot of people be taking that on out of there right now. Not Kent Rollins. He ain't gonna do that. Be careful at this procedure, because when you're running that down there through there, I don't want you to run it plumb through your thumb. Get her on down in there. You just take him, folks. Just lay him across there. Stab him right there. Now when you reach in there and get that next one, I need you to rotate him and crisscross him here. Now when you get the next one, you go back and you cover the blank spot that's missing up there in the front here. Now as we turn it this way, you can see that we still have some pineapple left there just sticking out. So this one is going to cover that one. So a lot of y'all might have seen this in different places, and you see me give it a mash there, right? I need you to mash it on down there, because we got a lot of participants yet to go. Well, the grill is fired up. You've seen me, but we got the Fogo charcoal in there. I mixed me a little of that mesquite in there. You see them little wood chips? Wasn't it pretty? You can get them from that leftover spatula wood at you know where, the website. But also, I love to mix oak, mesquite, and apple. I think it's going to bring out a great combination of great smoked flavor. But that guy down there at the bottom, he was laying down there oh so peaceful and nice, resting on a piece of pineapple. So guess what? Cut you another one of them slices. You can poke you a hole in there if you're afraid you're going to poke your finger. Just go ahead and get you a, what you call it, target. So we're going to try to run about 350. The cooking time on this will vary a little as to how much meat you got on there, but we're probably going to go close to 2.5 hours on this. Ready to jump in there? Remember, heat on this end. We cooking on this end, indirect. And I want you to go about right there. Fire still down here. Now, ain't that a pretty little sight? It's got this little old dish that holds all this in there. That's important because we're going to need them juices as it cooks. We'll come back out here in about an hour and marinate this. We will also rotate this a little as it's cooking to make sure everybody is browning and got that good char on there that we need. So, night, shut the lid so tight. Every thing gonna be tasting just right. It's gonna be good. Don't run off, because you're gonna want to see the rest of this. Well, we've been on about an hour and nobody has disturbed this hog as he's resting in there with the pineapples. So let's just make sure he's still in there.
He gonna squeal? Nope,
he ain't gonna squeal, but whoo, looky there, folks. Now at this time, we've been on about 50 minutes. I need you to just carefully rotate there and try not to burn your fingers like it's burning mine. But see how that sauce has accumulated down in there? It's called a rebathing purpose. I just need you to take it, spoon it right back over the top, and as it runs down in all that goodness and that pineapple juice is just sneaking out there, running down that pork all at the same time, don't get no better than that, folks, right there. I'm talking about. Now remember, don't be running off and leaving me, because we're going to cook this about 2 hours to 2.5 till we can feel that tender meat just wanting to fall off there and got that good char out of it. But no, we're gonna slice the rest of that pineapple up that we had and lay it out there and grill it up so it's so tender and juicy and got that caramelization on it, and some purple onions. But remember, we got some more meat in there too that we're just gonna throw right on the grill and get all this done at the same time. And we're gonna have tacos al pastor, and it's gonna be so good. We'll be serenading in the moonlight. Wasn't that a pretty thing? It was. I mean, all gussied up and come to the party ready for me to wrap a lip around it. That's what I'm talking about. I have to feed my help. It's pretty warm out here today, folks, and we just got 2 left that hadn't quit us. One is the ever faithful beagle that's always helping. The other is the little major mutt. There we go. I don't know where none of the rest of the spectators are. So guess what? It's my time to reap the benefits of what I have sowed. That piece of pineapple right there on the end. Street food, street tacos. Give me some room. Let's make you do the street dance. And you turn around and you think, I gotta get another bite. And then you think, whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, there's another one.
Another participant? Come here, Slade. And remember, the little link down there below will have the recipe, but you can also find them recipes by going to our website, www.kentrollins.com. Click on recipes, it'll take you over, and there is a vast assortment and array of many recipes that you shall not go hungry for many years. You hadn't. And ooh, we've been having a little trouble with some of you viewers say, hey, I didn't even know you was back on the air. Every Wednesday, 2:30 Central Times. I don't know what happens, but some of you get unsubscribed, and hey, it happens. I know a lot of other channels that are having the same thing. So make sure you go back up there, subscribe, hit the ding-a-dong bell where you get notified, and remember to share these videos and the food with your friends and neighbors. As always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans who have kept that old flag a-flying over camp, and it is always a great day above the grass. So come on in here. Guess what? God bless you each and every one, and I'll see you down the Taco al Pastor Trail. Hula Baba. Oh, hi. Yeah. Trying to dig through here and get the right piece of meat out.